Hey, what is going on there YouTube? This is Robert and today I'm going to be going over Autofill, or pretty much how to buy Supreme manually or how to buy Supreme, and what I'm mainly going to be going over are autofills or different types of autofills that you can use. We're going to cover the computer side and the phone side as well. So yeah, and I'm also just going to test like the speed of some of them as well, just to see how quick I can actually check out. Actually trying to check out, but obviously not checking out in the end. And also just clear up a couple of things that people find like issues with or problems with when it does come to autofill, because there are a lot of questions that people end up having. So yeah, let's just get straight into this. And there's some horrific bright light going on at the moment, so yeah. Okay, so to get things started, we are just going to basically make a new profile in this case, so that everything is fresh, everything is new, and so that you can see that there are like no issues pretty much in the end. So we're going to call it Supreme Checkout, add it, and there we go, a new profile. So the first thing we're just going to go over is Chrome Autofill. You can reach the side of Google Chrome's own autofill by clicking on here, and then there's this little icon here you can click on, which is just for addresses and more. Once you click on that, that will open up the addresses section, or you can go to its URL, which is linked down below. So a couple of things just to say straight off the bat. You want this slider to be across. That's just the first thing I'm going to say, just because the pure fact that it saves and fills addresses in, includes details as phone numbers, email addresses, and delivery addresses. So literally what you need for Supreme. In this case, we are going to use the Supreme, like their own details, I guess is the way to put it. Okay, so we've got the information that we want for this to be filled out. For this, I think I might just need to put Soho below, but apart from that, that is everything. So for this, we're going to hit save, and that is it. That is the job done. Now, one thing that you can do is obviously for the autofill side, you can choose it to do a payment method while you're at it. And if you're going to do that, it's as simple as this. So then as soon as you go to checkout, it's the exact same thing as what I'm going to show you in a second. And yeah, it will literally just allow you to fill in the details instantly, but we're not going to do the payment method because it's not what I do personally. So yeah. Now, one thing I just want to clarify and go over before anything: when you do buy Supreme for this season, just as a general thing, not a lot of people get emails. In case anyone asks that as a thing, I just want to say it, like put it out there and just say, no one's really getting any emails this season. On top of that, there are obviously a couple of things to do with autofill that people mention and say, and I will just say specifically with this, once you do this once with the Google Chrome one, you won't really need to do it for the rest of the season unless Supreme messes up. So yeah. Okay, so in this case, we're going to use the top left item, which is here, and we're just going to click add to basket, checkout now. As soon as we click details just like that, as you see, like I put it as it is with the sort of address being on the second one, it takes that as the address 2 for it. So yeah, just keep that in mind when you are checking out, that it will do that for the specific details. Now, in the case of this, because I do not want to mess anything up or possibly mess with someone's card, we're just going to get some false card details from a generator, just because that ensures nothing really goes wrong. Okay, so we've done so. We've put that in, choose some random dates. Job done. Now, I don't obviously recommend you do this. I do not recommend that you do this because obviously normally you want to be checking out an item so that it saves your details for next time. But what you can do is obviously have your details in, not do this, and make sure that you just tick the save address for future orders, and then obviously tick, you hit process, I'll put no thanks. And then what should happen is obviously it's going to deny this. Okay, so it took me a little bit of time to get this like number correct, or also that it gives a pop-up here. But yeah, what we're going to do is obviously hit process a couple of times so that it attempts to do that, and then all we're going to do is go to the home page, hit shop, hit checkout again, and the details are there on the left, and they will stay there on the left. So now when you check out normally, well, you'll be able to check out. Now, obviously for the point of this, you have to test how quick like the checkout time is. So as of that, I'm going to refresh for a couple of seconds, get my phone to have like a timer, so that as soon as it hits say like 10 seconds, that's when I go ahead and check out, and yeah, then I'll make the comparison with the next autofill. Okay, so I've just started a timer. I'm just going to keep looking at it, and we're just going to try for the top left item each time with what I'm obviously doing. So in this case, we can go now. And just like that, that was my checkout speed, I guess you could say, in that case. Now, obviously, things are not going to be as easy as that when it comes to checking out some of these pieces or some of these items. It's not going to be as easy as it being the top left item and you can go through and check out that quickly, or pick, you know, your card number and things as quickly as that. But that is just how quick it could possibly be when you use Google Chrome's autofill. Now, for the sake of keeping everything fair, in this case, we're going to remove that from there so that there is no saved address there now. And now instead, we're going to go to the extensions. In this case, we'll type autofill, and we're going to be adding the lightning bolt autofill, which a lot of people recommend, a lot of people use, and yeah, there isn't really anything for me to like say about it. I should probably specify that I should use like a specific number when it comes to the month. So in this case, we're just going to use the number 7 because I think that's what I used last time. But for the case of the lightning bolt side, all you need to literally do is click onto the lightning bolt. This little sort of drop down will appear where you can create a new profile, and we will do, which will be called Supreme Checkout. We'll click OK, click Generate Autofill Rules, and that's it. Job done. Now what will happen is when we go to checkout, it will pop up, you'll hear this little sound, and that's it. They are in. We can click that and click process. So obviously we have to check how fast it is, and it's obviously going to be faster because that's just how it's going to be. But yeah, a lot of people have used it, a lot of people recommend it and say to use it. Obviously they both have the issue where they can be detected as an automation sort of thing. And yeah, they can both be blocked, they can both be denied, they can both have like card declines or whatever. They're both susceptible to that. So yeah, it's really just a preferential thing when it comes to it. So in this case, I will start the timer again, and yeah, this is going to win, obviously, by a long shot in my mind, but you know, you have to give everything a chance when it comes to it, and we are good to go. Yeah, that was definitely a lot faster than Google Chrome's, but like I said, it's just a preferential thing. It depends which one you want to use. They're both available to use, and yeah, go ahead and use them at the end of the day. Because a lot of people do end up asking, like, what autofill do you use? You know, what autofill is this? What's best out of the two? Like I said again, it's just a preferential thing. If you prefer to use Google Chrome and then just leave it to Supreme, once you've let Chrome sort of save your details the one time, then you just leave it down to Supreme at the end of the day to make sure that your details are there. Or you can use the lightning bolt feature and yeah, fill in your card details and everything as well at the same time. Personally, I'm still going to stick with Google Chrome, but it is cool to see how quick the lightning bolt option is. Now we're going to move on to the mobile side to things. Okay, so for the side of this, what you need to do is obviously not create a new contact, but you will be working from yourself on contacts pretty much, which is obviously going to be at the top. But in this case, I'm going to be working from a new contact just because it will demonstrate this a little bit easier. Okay, so now obviously we have all of the details in for this one, which is my Supreme checkout page. So we're going to do the exact same thing and add the exact same item. We're going to add to basket, hit checkout, and then when we click here, what we can do is click autofill contact. Now all I would do is select the specific contact, being this one, and hit autofill, and it will fill out some of the details. The only issue with this is that sometimes it doesn't fill everything correctly, which then causes obviously a lot of problems. The one reason for this is basically because it's to do with like the Apple Pay iPhone side of things, where it sort of ends up blocking details that you want included because of its own almost like restrictions. So in this case, what you can do is obviously fill out the details. The main way that you can actually make your details stay on here doing this method is basically do the exact same thing as Google Chrome, where we fill in the left side, fill in the right side, and hit process a couple of times. So in the exact same like method, we're going to click remember, put the card in, which is going to take a couple of seconds to do, select the exact same details that we've gone with, hit I have read, and process payment, where it will keep telling me this same thing. So now what should happen is I should be able to go back to jackets, go to the item, check out, and my details are all there, obviously except for the card details. So yeah, it's the exact same method as basically Google Chrome, except we're using Safari to just make sure that it saves all of the details. and yeah, they will be saved every single time you go back onto there. The reason I'm on like the private browser is because when I went onto Supreme's website on the normal one, went to check out, my details were already there that are like my details. So as of that, that's why we've got onto a separate site. But yeah, that is as simple as it is, and then you can check out. So in this case, we're going to do the exact same thing, get everything ready, see how long it takes to check out in the end. Now for this one, doing a 10-second timer is going to be a little bit irritating, but I will still do it in the end, because there's 7 seconds until it occurs. I need to make sure that I'm on the same sort of thing as them, which would be jackets, and we're going to go now and see how quick this is in comparison. Oh, I'd love if that would work. So obviously, I'm not as used to checking out as most are on the phone, and that is a horrific attempt. We're going to do this again. Okay, attempt number 2, pretty much. Let's give this a go now. It still doesn't like me, does it? Look at this, how much fun. Keep typing the same detail in twice there. Yeah, that's very slow, isn't it? I'm sure people are a lot faster at doing this than me. Okay, one final attempt. Right, I'm going to give this one last shot to see if I can actually check out in an average time frame. It's that that's messing me up. It's the whole thing that's there, but that's about as fast as I think I'm going to get. But yeah, it's the whole holding down to get a detail entered that it just doesn't like to work with. But anyway, the last thing I'm going to go over and look at is obviously filler in this case. So we're just going to hit get. Okay, so I probably don't have things properly set up with filler, but we'll just go through and give it a shot at the end of the day. So when you hit checkout, these details are now there. But yeah, we're just going to give it obviously a fair test because I think it is properly set up. So what I meant to do is obviously hit here, scroll across, find filler, click it, enter their detail that they want, click fill, and then it will fill in the details that it has available. It feels like obviously if you have it set up properly it can be quite fast, but personally for me I still think that probably having it just the Safari side and just literally doing the same thing as Google Chrome can still probably be a bit faster than that, because your details can already be there. And yeah, you can literally just put your card details in and be done with it. I guess it's all relative to what people are used to. Okay, so that is going to cover pretty much everything that should hopefully help you check out manually with Supreme. This video I'm probably going to have to cut down a massive amount because I've been speaking quite a lot, but yeah, overall you have a lot of different options and variations when it comes to checking out on a computer, or when it comes to checking out on a phone as well. You have like a couple of different options that you can go through as well. Obviously you can also use the Supreme app if you'd like to check out on that. I don't think that's as fast as going through and doing it on Safari, but yeah, each to their own. At the end of the day, it is each to their own, and people have the different options that they like to use and different types they like to use. But yeah, that is the best to sort of my ability that I can help people check out. Now, when it comes to answering things like card declines, or maybe why you're getting capture come up and things like that, personally, I don't know. Sometimes people say it's up to like what type of profile you're on, whether the profile's been going on for ages, and whether or not you're just using it on a consistent basis. I don't know about that, but yeah, the one thing that I can say is that nobody really knows how to stop a card decline at the end of the day. If there was a way, I'd love to say it, but there isn't that I can think of or know of. So yeah, this is the best to my ability what I can help people with when it comes to checking out with Supreme and how you can buy Supreme manually. So with that all said and done, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, be much appreciated. Other than that, there was meant to be a video out yesterday. It's going to be delayed till next week, which is like a 5-week delay on when I was actually meant to put it out, but hopefully it all works out in the end with it. But yeah, as always, let me know your opinions or what you use to check out down below, because I know that people will have like varying methods that they use to check out with, and yeah, I'd love to see what other people check out with. So yeah, that's going to cover this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Peace.